Hey, what's good, YouTube family? How's it going and everything? It's your boy, Matt Diazable, coming at you with the new music review. Thank you for coming on by. I always appreciate it. You guys are the best, having a lot of fun doing this. And like I said before in my previous videos, I'm trying to do a lot of reviews in a short amount of time. So we're cutting things really short and moving along quickly so we can get to the next review. And if you've been keeping up with my YouTube and my series on AFI, I want to review their newest album, but I feel like there's such a big hit in the underground scene that I just can't like go right into their newest album without checking out their old stuff. So that's what I'm doing here, going back and checking out all the big hits that people have recommended to me. So now we're up to this particular release. And so I already said the band's name, but for editing purposes, the band that I'm checking out today is AFI with their EP called All Hallows EP from way back in the day in 1999. I know, it's such a long time ago. The band doesn't really need an intro, but if you don't know who AFI is, they are a California hardcore band. AFI is short for A Fire Inside. They've been prominent in the underground scene. They've had major success. They've had some lows, some highs, and they've been in the game for 30 plus years, and they've been still going strong. And so far, these couple of albums and releases I've checked out, I kind of understand and see why people really like them, even though I never listened to them growing up. But I'm enjoying this journey. So with this latest EP that I'm reviewing, and with their last album before this was Black Sails, I would say if Black Sails in the Sunset was AFI learning how to summon darkness, then All Hallows EP is where they learn to command it. So in 4 songs that are run about 15 minutes, the band has really sharpened their identity into something that is very unmistakably theirs. When I was listening to this EP, you could definitely feel a shift in their overall sound and growth as a band. It's more theatrical, it's eerie and exploding with a lot of confidence. You can feel the band is really getting into like the AFI that people are going to know like who they are and fall in love with. So it starts off with the song Fall Children that has a very creepy opening, and the whole EP as a whole just feels like a ritual being performed here. It has a very cohesive feel to it. The slow crawl of the guitars, their lurking bass lines, and Davey Havok's low poised delivery create a very haunted ambience before the band just changes into a more fast, tight punk style rhythm with big echoey woes. And I feel like that's like one of AFI's defining qualities. Their backing vocals and their woes, they really incorporate them as I listen to more of their like albums as I go along their history. They incorporate that very strongly into their stuff, and it feels very AFI if it like has those. If it doesn't have those like woes, I feel like, is this really an AFI song? Even there's like this eerie toy box noise at the end that feels very purposeful. So I would say AFI is discovering how to build an atmosphere as vivid as their riffs. They, are channeling that weird darkness that they've been come to known for, and it's really coming to form on this EP. Then the next track is a cover of the Misfits song Halloween, which just naturally the band slips into it very nicely, and it feels less like a tribute and more like an origin story of them, finding who they are in terms of, pounding drums, thick and high mixed bass, giving the track a very heavy, like snappy feel to it. Well, not snappy, but just a very heavy feel to it. And Davey's voice really rides the lines between, reverence and menace. He's really like giving his all on this particular track. And the haunted carnival piano and ghostly noise that close out this song really feel, well, I guess they feel a little bit indulgent and not too intentional, but I think they were going for a certain style here. And AFI are learning not only how to borrow from their influences, but pretty much how to reshape them into their own style. So Halloween by Misfits by AFI, it's fun, but I think their original stuff definitely a little bit more entertaining. Then you have this song, The Boy Who Destroyed the World, captures the heartbeat of this style and era of AFI, fast, melodic punk, carved into a very cinematic feel to it. The riffs rip, the drums shift, and they really lift up the song. The bass keeps everything very pulsating with a lot of urgency to it, And like always, Davey belts out some vocals with a lot of conviction and a very theatrical edge to it. And that would later be, I guess, a very defining quality later, I think, in their discography, because his vocals are just coming out really strong here. You can feel an identity is really clicking with this particular track and this EP. And I see why people talk about this EP as being a very defining moment in the band's history. And then closing out the EP, you have the song Total I'm Immortal. I guess it's like one word smushed together. I've never said it out loud. It closes out the EP feeling like a very I guess you could say a victory lap in a sense. You know, it's bass driven, tightly wound up with a lot of bursting energy that builds up very, very patiently before it hits this massive hook. You can already tell that they already got a banger of a song locked in here. So they're just kind of taking things easy. The interplay between Davey's leads and the gang vocals feel just effortlessly. They're really locked in here. The band, you know, realized midway through the song there that they're really locked in. So it feels like they have finally come together and have been chasing this particular sound they've been looking for, and they've been able to find it with this song. And the title fits very perfectly with this song. This is AFI discovering a new creative life. Like, I could see the shift in the AFI's whole discography with this EP, and it makes a lot of sense. So across just 4 simple tracks, All Hallows feels like a very transitional and transcendent little piece of work. The aggression of their hardcore roots remains, but everything just seems a bit darker, tighter, and just a little bit more focused. The bass is thicker, the drums punch harder, and Davey's vocals just carry a more dramatic weight here. And it's a bridge between, you know, their raw punk fury and their gothic presence that would really define, I think, their upcoming era. So simply short, haunted, bursting with a lot of life. This EP is just a little, you know, it's not just like a little EP in their whole discography. It's like a metamorphosis, you could say, in AFI's whole career. The sound of a band kind of like stepping fully into their next phase into their career. And it's not like a change or anything. It's a simple evolving, and they evolved very nicely here with this short EP. So my first time experiencing the All Hallows EP and my journey listening to AFI's music is becoming very, very nice and very fun and very enjoyable, because I'm understanding why people really like this band and seeing what the influences that they have been known for, or like the influences that they take from like their past and inject it into their music, and how their music influenced so many of the other bands that I've known throughout the years. So like I said, I'm kind of understanding everything, and it's making sense. It's all clicking, essentially. So this EP from AFI back in the day, 1999, All Hallows EP, I would have to give it a good and decent 9 out of 10. Links down below. Tell me what you think about this EP and your favorite tracks, your favorite AFI moments. Sorry if I went through this really fast and I stumbled and I sounded really bad. Like I said, trying to get these reviews out ASAP for y'all. And thank you for watching and enjoying. And until next time, guys, see you in the pit.
Been thinking good things about you.